This message is brought to you by the fizzy aftertaste of Shot Fontaine for that lasting flavor.
Bomba Clad, this is the Martin J Show.
Hear me now, one time.
Hope you all are right, man. This is Matthew.
And this is Jay, so to speak. If you know what I mean, so to speak.
Today, we have the most important and pressing news. I have not done my laundry in about a week. It is disgusting. I think somebody should come and clean it. Probably I should, but I've been busy. Anyway, Matthew, what's new on your side?
Well, I think you should just man up and do your laundry, for Christ's sake. There's nothing new on my side apart from Theresa May's disgraceful dance. These are the headlines.
And what else do we have? Donald Trump, the orange man.
Oh, God.
Theresa May's disgraceful impersonation of her previous dance. What the fuck happened to Britney, bitch?
Britney is still here.
More. Britney is indeed still here. And most importantly, the Netherlands. It is a Monday morning. We are very glad that you're here with us. And again, this is sponsored by Coca-Cola.
And Shot Fontaine, although we do not hold the copyright for that, so that's just forget that. But anyway, what is this with Theresa May's replica dance of her own dance? What do you mean?
So basically, anyway, thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate that. This is the Jay and Matt show. We're, again, funny intros, trying to keep it a little bit interesting. Anyway, so basically what I saw on the news, so to speak, a couple of days ago, or actually yesterday, so there was this whole Brexit conference again. I'm not entirely sure where it was.
Another Brexit conference. There's just Brexit. Every time I fucking turn on the news, it's Brexit, 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 Brexit. For breakfast.
And I thought it was funny just because of the fact that she's like, oh yeah, you know, Brexit means Brexit. I'm like, dude, what does that even mean? But anyway, she comes out. Basically, the story of it is she comes out. She's dancing like she did in, where was it again?
South Africa, I think.
Yeah,
it was
in
somewhere.
South Africa. She was coming out dancing to whatever. And then yesterday or the day before, basically what had happened was she came out again, in the sense that she was dancing to ABBA, like Dancing Queen. You know that song?
Yeah.
Dancing Queen, you're my... I don't know.
No, I don't know that song. Why would I listen to that? Of course I know
we
that
don't
song.
know that song, guys.
But she looks,
I don't... It's not on repeat.
She looks like her fucking shoulders look like it's like there's a clothes hanger just there and holding her up. And when she was doing that dance in South Africa, it basically looked like a leaf blowing in the wind, or it looked like electrodes was just like making a dead body just sort of twitch every once in a while.
But yeah, it was just funny because it was very... I was watching it and I just thought to myself, oh my God, you guys are never... The whole thing about it is she was reiterating the point that Brexit will have a deal going out of the EU, and they will come out good, they will come out swinging, and she's trying to give the best deal for Britain there is and make sure that it's good, like a Canada.
So basically, we're gonna fuck over Ireland. That's what I hear. That's what I hear. But
no, only Northern Ireland.
Yes.
Republic is fine.
Yeah, but that's where I'm from, motherfucker.
Well,
But,
start immigrating to the other country.
Well, I have an Irish passport, which is pretty fucking handy, and I'm happy to have that. Because it's a complicated situation. But I don't even get it. Okay, so she started doing some mad dance again.
Yeah, like she mocked herself dancing from like the dance that she did going into the conference in South Africa. She was basically mocking herself. And she was walking out to the music of Dancing Queen. They literally played this song on the intercom.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, oh my God, I'm so glad I'm not British. And I apologize if anybody out there is British. You guys are awesome. I love you, but no, I'm good.
But what was the deal? Okay, how can you mock that? That was already like that was like a caricature in itself. But how the hell did she mock it? Did she get down and do like the snake? No. She's
walking towards the podium, and she's swinging her arms back and forth like, so I'm a dancing queen. I'm like, yeah.
She's got one of those sex toys where somebody else operates the vibrator from their phone with an app, and she's just there like shaking around.
No, but yeah, that was pretty much it. But I just thought it was funny because, you know, along with that, and then also Donald Trump, there was like a story that I heard. That apparently now,
I don't know what that was. That was like really sexual, whatever that was. Is that something you do on a regular basis, or that's every time I think of Donald Trump, my ass just opens up.
My ass just chopped together. Oh baby, that orange man.
Shut the gates.
No, but there was a news story that came out basically indicating that well, in the United States, the thing is with him, he's a self-proclaimed millionaire, or billionaire, so to speak.
Yeah.
And the whole thing of it is he got money from his father when he was younger to basically start his business and stuff like that.
It was only $1 million. He's like, yeah. Well, I'm self-made. I only got $1 million from my dad.
Yeah. So there were additional reports from the New York Times, so to speak, because I don't know if you heard about that as well, is that with the New York Times, there was somebody who's leaking all this information out of the White House and stuff like that as well. So basically, all these new reports are coming out now, and that Donald Trump ended up basically borrowing several hundreds millions of dollars from his father.
Yeah.
And so in the end, he borrowed something absurd like $550 million from his father, including getting bailed out of his businesses and just everything that he fucked up on, so to speak.
When? Like, I mean, a sort of recent thing or over the years?
No. This was before he became president of the United States. This was just when he was an entrepreneur and he had like these Trump towers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they even said in an interview, like they particularly, or in this case, they purposely defrauded the U.S. government of taxes.
Yeah.
Like they purposely devalued their own property, saying, saying to the government, my property isn't worth that much. My properties aren't really that good. We have crack addicts living there.
It's the poor guy.
Yeah, it's not as valuable. And therefore, the government said, okay, it's really not that valuable.
Yeah.
You don't have to pay so and so many taxes. So initially, they would have paid like $500 million worth of taxes, but they only ended up paying $50 million.
Oh.
So that was like a tax savings of $450 million approximately.
Jesus Christ.
And then everybody's always saying like, Trump is a self-made millionaire, billionaire, whatever. But most of that money came from his father anyway. But that's basically just my spin on the orange man and the politic.
Orange man. He's like, I gotta go. I'm not gonna do a Trump impersonation, but he's like, I gotta go build a golf course in Scotland. They're like, we don't want you on the land to kill you here, but give us your money. Well, we should play a song. Let's get some music on the show.
We will. So we have one of our artists actually. You actually know this artist, Matthew. Tell us a little bit about her.
This is a song by it's a friend of mine called Jojo Star, otherwise known as Johanna Fegan, and she's got a project she's doing with these guys from Brazil. They're called AFC, and this song is called, what's the song called? No, it's called. I'm only joking. It's called They Took the Best Thing.
Yeah, but just check it out. Johanna Fegan. This is her song.
They took the best thing. They
This song was brought to you by Shot Fontaine for that sparkly aftertaste you just can't forget.
And Coca-Cola. Open a ball of happiness.
And sorrow and rotten teeth and copyright infringement all in one take. Oh yes, thank you. There's a room full of people here. You just can't see them.
Yeah, they're very happy that we're deliberately just copywriting Coca-Cola without their... Yeah, there they are. Anyway.
Shut up! Shut up! I said shut up! Trying to make a podcast.
Anyway, so basically, have you ever had that? Anyway, that was, again, reiterating that. What was the song called, Matthew? So now you actually can say it properly.
They Took the Best Thing by AFC and Jojo Star. You can find that on Spotify, iTunes, and any kind of platform where they play music.
Absolutely. And me personally, I actually really liked that song, and I was rocking out for it. Yeah,
I know, man. I missed having rock. I feel like I really want rock music in my life. I feel like in this country, it's a great country, and there's a lot of cool music and a lot of artists out there. But here in the Netherlands, I don't hear a lot of rock. And anytime I'm in the park and I hear somebody like playing something like on the radio that's like Tool or Nirvana or whatever, Alice in Chains, I'm always like, oh wow. And then I realized that they're actually not from the Netherlands.
Yeah.
It's not the scene's not as big over here.
Well, it's also like, for example, you and I, we went to the Waterhole. It's like a rock bar, I would say that. So basically, we went to this bar. We had a couple of drinks beforehand. We went to an Irish pub, ironically enough.
Can't get away from it.
So we ended up going to this... basically this rock bar called the Waterhole, and they always have like these live events on. I think it's like almost every night they have like this live band playing.
This is an advertisement for the Waterhole.
Anyway, Waterhole, you guys are more than welcome to advertise us, just saying. No, but going back to the story, basically what we ended up doing is we got some drinks there, and the funny thing is when Matt and I, we always go out somewhere, we meet some weird ass people. Like we befriend these people. Most of the time they're from the British Isles or Americans, which is the story I will get into as well.
Yeah, I knew you were going to get into that, man. I knew
anyway, I'll save that for a little bit. But we ended up going to the bar, and we're standing in the front of this rock band, and they were just, they were basically just playing their song or whatever. And so these two American guys, they come near us, and basically what they end up doing is one of the guy, he grabs me by the waist. So he grabs me by the right side of my waist.
What, it was almost like he's like, would you like to dance?
Yeah, I think, like, I don't know exactly what it was with him.
Yeah.
But I remember at the end of last week I was doing some accents, and there was one accent that I forgot to mention that I did during that night when you and I were out. I was doing this really English accent.
Oh, shit.
Because I didn't want the Americans to know.
Oh, fuck. Oh, okay.
That I was American.
I just thought maybe you banged your head and you...
No.
You're like, hello there, mate.
But anyway, back to the story. So this guy is grabbing me, and then I just told him like to get the fuck away from me. And he looks at me, he's like, hey man, what's up? So I think it was like a few minutes later, he started talking to you along with his friend.
Yeah.
And then he's asking you, hey, where are you from? And you tell him Northern Ireland. And then he asks me, like across the room or whatever, he's like, hey man, where are you from? I'm like, dude, don't fucking talk to me. He's like, hey man, what's your problem? I'm like, you know what my problem is. You're trying to not like harassment, sexual harassment. Call my lawyer. No, but I just don't like that. When you go to a random place and some dude, he just grabs you like that. I'm like, dude, first of all, you're lucky I didn't punch you in the face. Second of all, get away from me. Don't talk to me or whatever. And then he tries to come up, like his friend, as you remember, he was standing right next to him. Yeah. And he's like, hey man, what's your problem? So he's trying to get into this thing as well with the other guy.
Yeah, it was weird. I was kind of like cornered into this thing because for me, I'm a peaceful person and stuff like, so like all of a sudden I found there's like this frat boy guy, because I was there just talking to you, and then all of a sudden there was like a frat boy guy, almost like as if he was ready to take me on, like an American footballer. So he was all like, what do you want? You want a piece of me? Kind of shit. And I was like, is this actually real? Because it feels like this shit that you see on TV isn't real. Although you said before that like when you're actually in the States, sometimes you do come across these people like, so I went to the prom with Justin and he was so hot, you know, like, what? These are real? I thought this was like fairy tale.
No, it's very real. And just again, so basically what happened is this guy, he asked me like, hey man, what's your problem? So I explained to him, listen, this isn't between you and your friend and me. This is between me and him. We're gonna settle it like grown fucking men. And he's just like, "Hey man, what's your problem?" And then I remember that's the point where you came in as well, because you saw what was happening in the situation. So so in their minds, they were talking to an Irishman and an Englishman, because the accent that I did is like, "Hey mate, you don't fucking do that, yeah? So don't fucking grab another person like that, yeah?" And that's the entire time I was talking like this, yeah? And
Hey, mate,
nah,
yeah.
mate, that's not what you do, yeah? So this bloke over here is fucking knackered, and therefore he's touching me like I know him, yeah? I don't fucking know him, yeah?
Knackered.
I'm not about that life, yeah? So this is basically the way I was talking to this other
It's a
lad.
honestly, it's a good thing that they're from the United States, because that almost sounds like, I don't know, like it sounds like sort of like an American person trying to put on an English accent.
Well,
being like,
it's like blame grime, honestly, like blame grime music, because you know those
oh,
grime.
mate, fucking hell.
But you know the grime scene of today.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
yeah, mate, what you gonna do? Shut up, yeah.
Bummer
Stormzy in it. What we doing today? Rapping in it. No, but that's
In it.
basically like I was
Yeah.
so drunk to the point where I didn't know what my accent was anymore.
Yeah.
Basically, that's how I was doing my accent. And then later on, we met a couple of Welsh guys, which you befriended, because I remember I lost you in the middle of the. You said you were going for.
I'm a wanderer.
Yeah,
I go on
absolutely.
walkabouts, just sort of disappearing into the night.
But yeah, it was just something like I lost you, and then all of a sudden I see you talking to some Welsh guys. I'm like, okay, I guess.
We just like magnets. We just like people from like the UK and Ireland were just
Yeah.
like drawn to each other. Like, oh, you like to drink insane amounts. Join me.
No, but it was also like during that time. Basically, it was. I remember it now. It was during that week of like the Gay Pride week
Yeah.
that we had. It was funny because we ended up staying out until like 6 in the morning or something like that, and I had to make sure that we both got home okay, because we had to remember where we parked.
Well, we parked the cars.
Where's my
Bloody
car?
Boston over here. We parked the car.
Hey, brah, where's my car? You don't own a car. Oh yeah, true.
Yeah.
How did I get here?
Can't afford the petrol.
The petrol. What is a petrol?
Gasoline.
Thank you. Okay.
Okay, let's stick to the story, because gotta be fucking talking about gasoline.
Anyway, so basically, this is what happened. Is we met up with these Welsh guys. We ended up going out to a couple of different bars with them, and then at one point, at the next bar that we were at, we were pretty smashed. We were pretty hammered. I gotta say.
I don't drink. I'm just high on life. Yes.
Yeah,
This shit.
you're smashed to the point where I wasn't even sure if you're on the right planet anymore.
I sorry, mother. Yeah, I don't know. Get swept away in the frenzy.
But yeah, we ended up going to the next bar, and one of the Welsh guys, I thought it was funny. He's like, "Hey man, so are you guys together?" I'm like, "Excuse me?"
Yes, we are actually.
And I wanted to make a joke so bad, but when I'm drunk, I also am very brutally honest, where I'm just like, "Dude, no, we're not. He's a friend of mine." And it's I know
And
this
then my
is
heart
like,
broke. I was like, "Oh God damn it!"
you went to the bathroom. I couldn't have you there to support me.
all my
No,
all my dreams. It was like I just see this image of you skipping through a meadow, like da 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 da, and then somebody throwing blood over it, ruining my dreams.
how dare you?
Yes, but
No.
just for the listeners out there, we are married. We're not. What's going on?
Matthew, our relationship status is open.
I wanted to fucking talk about one thing here on the
Yeah.
show, and literally as we're talking, I shouldn't be looking at my phone, but like I just see a pop up. This shit is going wild.
Yeah.
I just every time I'm like turning on my phone, like I don't know what happened. I just accepted some cookies. It wasn't internet porn, but anyway, yeah, I just got this like fucking non-stop Google advertisement thing popping up all the time. Went to change everything. Went to change my settings. Went to look at what it was, and there's no way to get away from it. I'm just stuck forever with pop-ups.
Well, what it was as well, like, ironically enough, there was earlier this year, there's this whole big thing about the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah,
You know what the Super Bowl is, right?
yeah.
Okay, so
It's like a giant bowl to eat soup out of for
exactly, it's
What
like a
is it?
giant
It's
bowl of
Ameri-
cereals.
American football.
Yeah. So
yeah.
it's American football. It's a very big thing in the United States, and the majority of the time, why people watch it is not for the event itself, but it's for the commercials, right?
Yeah.
So me being a business student, I just wanted to see like, okay, what are these new commercials out there? So I go onto YouTube, watch this whole compilation of the commercials, and then it's already giving me a pop-up ad. So I'm watching a pop-up ad to watch another ad. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, why and if you watch a lot, and this wasn't just one pop-up
Is this
ad
Inception or something like.
Yeah, it's like a dream within a dream, and pop-up ad within a pop-up ad.
Yeah.
But it wasn't just one pop-up ad in between, because now within YouTube they have, if it's a longer video, there's multiple pop-up ads.
Yeah, man, it's going to get to the point where, like, if you watch something on the internet, you're going to be fucking like, you know, like, you're turning on YouTube, and basically you're just there for the fucking adverts, and then you're like, oh god damn it, there's a song.
Yeah.
So you start to get annoyed because it is fucking ridiculous, man. I feel like it's a bitch to, if you just put a playlist on YouTube. In fairness, they're trying to make money, but it's just adverts every fucking 5 seconds. And obviously here it's in Dutch, so it's like, hi, fucking, do you want to buy some paint? Only in Dutch.
Or it's just like, hey, are you broke? And yes, I am broke. And well, it's also like with the cookies enablers, it specifies like what your advertisement will be. Like if you're looking up whatever, like housing or whatever, would you like to buy a house? This is a real estate agency that is going to help you.
Yeah, but this shit's not even related to me half the time. Like I try to change all my preferences because I don't want this shit about, like, I don't want to bank. I'd rather have weird stuff. I'd rather have like dildos with wings or just something really weird, you know, the kind of stuff I search for on a regular basis. But there's but
What
not
does
even
Matthew?
related.
What does Matthew look at on the internet?
But that's the
Wings
internet.
and dildos.
The internet is the place where, like, you used to, like, it's still like that, but like it used to be like really, when it came to YouTube, the way YouTube used to be, like when you went on there, if you typed in like a random sentence, if somebody put up a video with those words in it, then you'll find it. But nowadays it's like, it's just what's trending and what's above it, so you can't even get what you want. But I remember a really fucked up memory. We were in Prague, and we were staying in this fucking, like, a hostel thing, a big group of us there for like a typical Irish, like, it was my brother's stag do. And we were all just having a few drinks, and somebody decided to just like type in like word association. So you type in like what the word comes up. Nobody had any intentions. Yeah, okay, we wanted dirty things, but like somebody typed in the word singe, like you would singe your hair.
Yeah.
Then up popped this fucking guy getting wanked off by a monkey. That was really fucking scarring. Really scarring. That was really fucking twisted shit.
Just for the listeners who don't know, what does a stag do?
A stag do is a bachelor party.
Okay, good, because I myself, I wasn't sure.
Oh shit, sorry, man.
So again, cultural differences. So anyway, but yeah, I mean that's just really weird.
What the stag do?
Yeah, I mean,
I kind of want to move past what I was talking about, to be honest. But yeah, stag do is
dildos and wings. That's what Matthew is looking for. Anyone
like
listening?
Red Bull, just
Matthew's fans are just dropping like flies right now. No, but it was just funny to think about all these different things, and especially like with the YouTube ads now as well. And you also have now they have a premium service of YouTube where you can avoid all these advertisements.
Shit.
So I'm thinking to myself, are you come on, guys, like I'm already paying for so many different things as it is, and now you have to. YouTube started as something where people can broadcast themselves online to the world, and that's also something which I think is funny because you see. You have these YouTube stars now. They don't make any money, or if they do, it's very little, and all they do is for attention. Like that one guy, Logan Paul.
Oh, this dickhead.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fucker that went to the forest. That's the thing. You know these people because they get the bad attention, and then you go fucking researching their shit, and then it's just obnoxious shit. Like this. Sorry to sidetrack it here, but I fucking can't stand these people on YouTube. Like I sometimes make videos taking the piss out of it, but they're just like, "Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel." Everything's screamed. All the titles are in capital letters.
Yeah.
It's obnoxious. It's like, "Welcome to my box opening of, you know, dildos with wings."
Yeah.
This kind of shit, you know.
I think we should make a YouTube video of that.
Yeah, that's my next
And
video.
then just a box of chocolate. It's like dildos and wings, but it's a box of chocolate. You're never going to know what you get.
Well, we got to find the wings. I'm sure there's a costume shop. There is one near where I live. We can always, but we have to get a dildo.
I've been to the dildo store before. I know what I'm doing for Halloween. Anyway, speaking of Halloween, are you doing anything for Halloween?
I love Halloween. But the thing is, it's not as big over here. So like,
Yeah. Is
this a date? No, I want to do something, man, but it's just not as big over here. So
Yeah. I mean, it would be kind of nice to do something. I think we will do something.
let me just check my schedule.
Date
here.
check. Oh my god. Like seriously, I can't wait.
like-
I'm marking it on my calendar now.
It's like I don't want to ask him, but if he asks me, I'm not going to say no.
Ladies, I'm not gay, I swear. Anyway.
Gay means happy, okay?
And happy means gay.
Yes. Now, on the other hand, what does queer mean? No, But yeah, what were you saying?
I was going on the point of YouTube and that guy Logan Paul.
Yeah.
About he's a complete dickhead.
Yeah.
About what you said as well, like with the whole Japan, like he went to the forest and like filmed people hanging themselves, like that suicide forest.
Yeah.
But it's also like what I found out is there was something like, this is me just going off a random internet search off the top of my head. And I was watching something like Logan Paul was in a boxing fight with some other YouTube star and whatever. It didn't even finish. Like it didn't get decided by.
It's still going on till this day. It's like a live stream.
Well, it was just like a unanimous decision.
Yeah.
That's what it was. So a bunch of people tuned into YouTube hoping to see like a knockout or whatever, but it was just like a unanimous decision, and it was pretty much something you would see between your neighborhood friends trying to organize a boxing fight. That's basically how they were fighting. It wasn't anything entertaining.
I would just like to see this guy getting into a boxing ring and just taking turns to go from one side to the next side of the ring, and each time punching himself in the face. So from the left side and the left face, because we have two faces. You two-faced bastard. But yeah, man, these fuckers. But the thing is, as much as I want to be angry at these people and blame them and be like, they're obnoxious, at the same time, it's the people are drawn to that. So it's people are giving him like the subscription and the like for like. No. So yeah, it's not really. It's society.
It is society.
Social problem.
But just to kind of wrap off on that topic, what we want to do is give an opportunity for one of another artist that we know, or particular I know. Anyway, before I go into this particular song, I just want to tell a quick story about this. So last week, we played a couple of songs from two guys that I knew. Basically, his name is Dana, who is also known as DeBron Kane. And basically, he's one of the guys that I know. I've known him since I was 12 years old, 13 years old. And with the artist that I'm about to play, his name is Justin. His artist name is Blue JD. You can also find these artists on Spotify. Very good, very talented artists. But again, basically the whole background story behind that is I grew up with these guys. I went to middle school with them from the age of 13, and then we knew each other until 20 years old, and even until now I still have contact with them. And I told them as well, like, if they ever have any new music coming out, please let me know and I'll be happy to play it. But that's something, that's the whole backstory of the artist that I know.
Yeah.
Like the artist I'm about to play, this song is called Late Nights, Early Morning, and this actually has Blue JD, which is Justin, and then DeBron Kane, who is Dana, on this particular song. So again, this is Late Nights, Early Morning, and here it is.
This them late night thoughts, there they go. My time moving very slow, and I'm so hungry. This that mama homemade spaghetti flow. They ain't never really riding for me. They ain't never really riding for me. I would never take a handout, whatever I want in my life, I provided for me. Work so through. I'm so ready for a new job. I'm like this close to get a Glock 9, a black mask just to bank rob. Put 100,000 in a duffel bag and pray I don't have to play God. But my mama told me that the world is yours. You need one mic, but I ain't Nas. Tell me what's the life when you take more than you give. See satisfaction's based on happiness that you grow within. But I'm tired of giving, think it's time to be a little selfish. I'm trying to be like the king of the rock, but ain't talking Elvis. Let me get 100 bands, kill tracks, no son of Sam. I changed my style up just to kill and be a wanted man. And I ain't going back, my new goal is to run the game. You change the gas up on them, homie, it won't run the same. What you want, what you need. You want that inner city satisfaction guaranteed. We want the cash and we gonna get it by any means.
I've been on my dreams all day. I wasn't meant to work a 9 to 5 all my life and just die.
This that early morning coffee brew. Need some cream or sugar too. Time to set my plans for all the things they said I wouldn't do. Stop the press, it's so obvious that if the world's a fire, then it's probably yes. I'm not satisfied and I won't adjust. I just take what's mine, so be proud of us. Tell me if you riding for me. Tell me if you riding for me. Is you supporting if you stream it or you buy it from me? I don't have a problem. Just for Kane said in autumn. I will kill, in fact, I'm still in effect. I'm the flame that came in autumn. Picture me flying in the sky with no wings. If dreams were real, then I done died 1,000 times as a king. So bow down in my presence, they ain't really want me as your highness. I'm losing my mind and ain't really concerned if I'ma find it. Tired of corporate tensions, call center interventions. Workforce can kiss my ass cause I just want music ascension. I told the world that I would save it, that's my final mission. My mind's stone, so avenge me in this final vision. What you want, what you need. You want that inner city satisfaction guaranteed. We want the cash and we gonna get it by any means.
I've been on my dreams all day. I wasn't meant to work a 9 to 5 all my life and just die. Just die. See, all I ever wanted was to achieve. So all you had to do with me was believe.
This that middle of the afternoon feeling, I'm like fuck it. Tired of this job and living within the budget. Saving face in my cubicle, pretending that I love it. When I just wanna collect my check and tell the boss to shove it. I can move up in the company, but I keep those thoughts away from me. Cause a promotion is a step closer into complacency. Paying me top dollar to stay in this corporate slavery. Feeling like my dreams running in place and my age racing me. That kind of shit make a nigga wanna sell dope. That kind of shit make a nigga wanna just smoke. Getting high in the clouds while blowing away your hope. To one day hang with your idols and not the end of a rope. The fire burning inside, now action over your roach. One-way ticket to what ifs and your ass is up and coach. Damn, I'm scared to quit cause I gotta pay my bills. But that leap of faith could be separating me from a meal. Look.
What you want, what you need. You want that inner city satisfaction guaranteed. We want the cash and we gonna get it by any means.
What you want, what you need. You want that photo op, mama, I made a Grammy speech. We want success and we gonna get it by any means.
By any means.
Hello, and welcome back to the show. That song was Late Nights, Early Mornings by Blue Jay. Thank you. And we're back.
And I think Matthew is just losing it. Anyway, that was... and apologize, I forgot to mention somebody else on the song. It was Gwendolyn Ness. Again, the song was Late Nights, Early Mornings by Blue JD, DeBron Kane, and Gwendolyn Ness. Again, credit given where credit is due. That's what we want to do.
Yeah.
Anyway, Matthew.
Yes?
You all right?
Yes, this was an impression of somebody I used to work with. It's almost German.
Yeah, it really does sound German. It doesn't
like
really sound like
German
it's
scientist.
Dutch.
Yeah. We'll never hear this accent ever again.
Ja, guten Tag, Vater.
We should probably say though, if anybody wants to play any music on the show, any like up and coming artists who are unsigned, just send us some stuff, and then we'll try to like listen to it and get it on the show and get some exposure.
Exposure, like you're in the strip club.
Like you're exposing yourself, hanging upside down from a tree like a bat with a trench coat on. Or am I the only one that does that? Anyway, moving swiftly along to the next topic.
I think you're losing it, dude. Oh my god. Anyway, what I want to go into, move away from the madness that Matthew is talking about, because I think some structure needs to be added here.
Yeah.
No, but basically cheap flights.
Cheap flights, yes, cheap flights. And the first thing that pops up in my mind is Ryanair. The scumbags. I love your flights, but scumbags. Because it got to the point where it was basically like, you know, you were going to have to pay just to take a piss on an airplane.
Yeah,
and now it's like the chairs are made of wood. And the engines are made of just like, you know, I don't know, wood and shrapnel and things flying around. And you pay nothing for a flight. But yeah, like the service is shit.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing with Ryanair, EasyJet. And then also for the Americans, basically what it is, it's JetBlue. It's another one in the United States, which is kind of like a, what is it? It's a budget airline, isn't that? Isn't that what you call it? Like a budget airline?
Yeah, budget airline, yeah.
Yeah, so you have that, and then also you have Southwest Airlines in the United States. And the thing is, although like Southwest Airlines, I can't even say it. Like Southwest.
West.
I'm having a lisp.
South. West Side Airlines, motherfucker.
Yeah, dog. Anyway,
Are you implying that I'm a dog? How dare you?
this is preposterous. How dare you? Anyway, there was something we discovered. Like at the end of our podcast last week, we had some really, really weird music playing.
Yeah.
And there is some like we're just gonna talk over this, but oh my god, this song it was hilarious. It's like Irish or something.
Yeah, it's definitely Irish. There's a lot of music like this. I'm going to shut up because I want to let them.
We trawl the net to find some decent travel deals on Google. Cheap flights, cheap as they can be. Be damned, we found an airline selling flights for 50p. Diddly-eyed and died and died and died.
Every Irish song ever is that.
The were mightily surprised to find the actual cost wasn't quite as advertised.
True story.
Forgotten airport taxes had also to be billed, but a bargain is the bargain, and begorra we were thrilled.
Oh my God.
Cheap flights.
Don't hurt me.
Trolley. It isn't every airline offers flights for 50p.
Diddly-eyed and died and died and
Hey!
After studying the website, we decided it was best to pay priority boarding so that we'd sit 3 abreast.
True.
3 abreast,
Breasts.
that's the best. And of course, we'd all have luggage, so that's an extra cost.
Yeah.
And then we paid insurance in case our cases might get lost. Oh, cheap flights,
Break it
flights,
down.
it's obvious to see.
Hey.
There must be extra charges when the
know
flights
it.
are 50p.
Yeah.
When
You're like the hype guy. You're in the corner. There's like 3 Irish people just there all diddly 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 doidly. And you're all just like, yeah, give me one more time.
Was booked with all.
That's
But
yeah.
anyway, that is the craziest thing I think we found so far, alongside with the song called like Bangers and Mash.
This is exactly like see when you go into an Irish pub and you have this one song always playing in the like, or I mean you have like a trad session with traditional Irish music, and then like they're all jamming for like a couple of hours, drinking pints of Guinness and all this kind of shit. It's all diddly 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 diddly, and then all of a sudden this one girl gets up on top of a chair, and then everybody's all shush, 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 and then you have to shut the fuck up. You're not allowed to have a conversation, even though the song seems to go on forever. And she's all, and I like my potato, and you're like, okay, thank
Deep
fuck.
fry.
You think it's going to be over. There's so many things that you can do with a potato, so the song goes on forever. I like my potato baked. I like my potato deep fried, and you know it goes on forever. And then there's like almost like the Mexican wave effect of like people saying shush, like shh,
Yeah.
shh, the sound of the ocean. But yeah, it's just
The sound of the ocean.
the freedom of
Freedom,
waves
indeed. Anyway,
brushing against your face as you're drowning.
sexual music incoming, my friend. That is a definite yeah.
Oh yeah, we bring this back from last week. The sexual.
Anyway.
We should have. We make this a regular feature, just where we have the.
Ooh yeah. You are listening to the Matt and Jay podcast on a Monday morning, making you feel really awkward and you don't know what to do. You don't know if you should turn this off or just keep it playing.
Or just keep on driving that ambulance because you know you're working a 60-hour week as a paramedic, and this is the only relief you can get.
Even though the guy in the back is dying, don't worry about him.
Don't worry about him. It's all up here. It's
Just
all
stab
in your
him
mind.
in the face.
Stab him. Clear. You're just like.
Just die! I want to listen to this music.
You just got 2 croissants and you're just like pushing it on his chest. Croissant, clear.
Oh putain! Croissant, putain! Croissant, putain!
Oh, the musical. I love that song.
This is Cats, the musical. Croissant, putain! Croissant, putain!
It's a one-man show, and it just goes on for 3 hours, and you're not allowed to take a piss in between, otherwise you get shot with a croissant.
Anyway, speaking of croissants and being culturally aware, or just being cultured in this case,
Yeah.
there's a play. I don't know if you've heard of this. It's called 1984.
Yeah. Oh, I know the book. If that's the same thing.
So anybody who is not aware of this, it's a play called 1984 by George Orwell, and it's actually they're having a play for it in Leiden, and then also in Amsterdam in November. And what we will do after this podcast is basically post it up and everything on our Facebook page and Instagram as well.
Yeah.
We'll put this up. It's actually being directed by a friend of mine.
Ah, cool.
Whose name is Charles Bird. He is actually from England, and he's from Liverpool. Really funny accent, by the way.
It's a cool accent. It's kind of like they have a little bit of that kind of like it's like almost like a Flemish version of Dutch. You know, like
Yeah.
Hoe gaat het? It's kind of like hoe gaat het? It's like what the fuck are you doing? I can't do it at all. Sorry. You can move on.
Anyway, it's definitely something that you should check out. Tickets are already available, which we will post a link up to that as well. And again, anything that's going on within the community or just being active with it, that's what we want to get across to you guys as well. And yeah, I mean, if you guys want to check it out, more than welcome to.
Also, if you want to come on the show, maybe we should get some guests up in here.
Up in here.
Although we might scare them off with the half an hour of bullshit we just talked. But anyway, that would be really cool. Yeah, we should get some musicians up in here, some guests.
Yo, man, we're gonna have some guests up in here for real.
For real.
For real.
Actually, real talk.
For real talk, dog. You know, in 2 weeks, dog, we're gonna have a friend of mine. No, but anyway, in 2 weeks, we're gonna have one of the guys who we played last week, Mark Dudon, also known as D Selecta. He's gonna be here for the Amsterdam dance event, partaking in some events. I'm actually gonna join him. So we're gonna see a couple of new artists as well, UK Garage and stuff like that. And we're gonna have him on the show as well, and just talk about one of his new singles and get a little bit more into it.
Yeah. Also, we should ask the people out there, the lovely people out there, if anybody wants to come up with just a little suggestion, maybe a song or somebody they know, an artist that they want to have on the show, or just a topic you like us to discuss. Absolutely.
Even if it's a sexual one with this.
We have no fears of sexuality, even though I was brought up in a very Irish background where our only sex education was basically just a nun whipping us.
Whips and chains.
On a cold, wet day.
Would you like the whips or the chains or the handcuffs, Matthew?
Or they're all the same. It's all been welded together just to form one big handcuff whip. Whip.
Whip it good.
Whip
it later. Whip it now. Anyway, because what happened to Britney, bitch?
What did happen with Britney? I think that she just kind of got like the typical sort of Hollywood thing that happens to a lot of people. They just kind of, it's almost like they sort of fade away for a while, then they try to bring it back when they're kind of saggy, but you know, like they're artificially saggy, so like you can tell that there's been some saggage, but then they sort of they sort of hold it back with some pins and some Botox, and then they come back and they're like, I'm still young and sexy, where it's kind of ridiculous anyway, because you shouldn't have to be like youthful just to be, you know, an actual artist. But then again, is she really an artist? That's debatable. Let us know your thoughts. Right into us.
No, it was just funny to me because I was listening to one of I was listening to a Britney song anyway. Don't judge me.
It all comes out.
It was like a Will.i.am and Britney, and one of the lines in the song was like, damn, something, Will.i.am and Britney, bitch. I'm like, okay, true. Because in the beginning I was rocking out to the song, and then I'm like, Britney, bitch. No, not really. Anyway. Nah.
With Will.i.am.
Will.i.am. Will.i.am.
It sounds like a grammar mistake. Will.i.am. Is that a question?
It's an unfinished website, like words.com.
William, come for your tea.
Where's the www dot whatever, and then dot, like it's one of those websites where you're like, oh, hey man, you need to go on my website. Hey, yeah, what is it? It's Matthew.Simpson something I love dildos.wings.com.
Yeah, I just call myself Matthew. I just call myself Matt, but only, like, I mean, my mom always called me Matt, so that's my name. But the official long version is Matthew. But I have a lot of problems. I actually met a guy earlier. Like, it happens to me all the time when I introduce myself to like Dutch people. They're like, so what's your name? And I say Matt, and they're like, okay, Mart. We'll go with, then I think, like, should I say Matthew? If I say Matthew, then they go like, Matthew. So like a sneeze. Matthew.
Matthew.
Jesus. Okay, my name is Jan. Call me Jan.
They're like, what, Jake?
Jake.
Jan. Sounds like a very German name.
Yeah, but it's super Dutch. It's like that Jan Smith. Jan Janse is like
so one of the I think like one of the final topics that I just want to discuss really quickly is hairdressers and small talk. Have you encountered that here? Or have you not?
I fucking hate the hairdressers. I like hairdressers, no problem with hairdressers themselves, but I hate the idea of like when you go somewhere and then you have to do the whole small talk thing, and I unless you know that person really well, it's just weird. It's just like, put the bowl on my head, cut around it, let me out of here. Like,
we haven't had a bowl since the 90s.
The Super Bowl. It's not so much a bowl, it's more like a skull cap, like a Jewish skull cap. Just leave me some extra sideburns. No, I had a really bad experience once. I think I talked about it before, like where I went after a heavy night of drinking, and I was still a little bit worse for wear the next day, and I went and I got a hair tuck. Hair tuck. Hair tuck. That's a Freudian slip.
Anyway, Matthew doesn't have real hair.
I don't even know what I'm talking about. But anyway, yeah, so I got a haircut, a hair fuck. and
a hair pluck.
The small talk was just unbearable, but it was also in Dutch, and I was just new to the country, so the only words were kind of like, hello, and really random shit that you wouldn't need in a sentence, but for some reason I remember it. So like, hello, bouncy castle, leprechaun, like just really stupid things. And I was
How do you say leprechaun in Dutch?
Leprechaun. Leprechaun.
Even for me, that would be something really hard to remember.
Yeah, but the Dutch like to throw in English words all the time, so they're like, ja, ik was gewoon aan het guitar playing. And you're like, but you actually have words for that, guitar spelen. So why don't you use that? But it's just like, we want to be cool. I don't know. So it's probably like just the leprechaun. Or
yeah, it's
Gebouter, probably.
Gebouter. Nobody knows. And
Maybe.
every time I speak Dutch, it sounds like a Scottish person.
Every time I speak Dutch, I just stumble. I feel like I went to meet this guy earlier, and I went to the reception, and all I had to say was a simple like sentence just to say I'm waiting on somebody. So I was like, ik wacht op iemand. But instead I was like, ik wacht nu, and I just like walk away with this red face, and it's just the story of my life. I don't know why. It's just awkward. I'm socially awkward anyway, but in Dutch,
I mean, that's the same thing with me. But basically, just going back to the hairdresser story again, I went to a hairdresser as well, and basically I went up to them. I went into the barber shop, as we'd like to call it in the United States. We don't call it the hairdresser, we call it a barber shop. So I walk in there, and she's asking me like, oh yeah, goedemiddag, kan ik je helpen? And I'm like, yeah, I just didn't feel like speaking Dutch to her, and I'm just like, yeah, can I get a haircut? She's like, sorry, what? I'm like, can I get a haircut, for the love of God? She's like, oh yeah, it's gonna be about 45 minutes. I'm like, yeah, whatever, I don't care, like, I'll wait. I just got done with school, so whatever. And she was like, oh yeah, and then it's like 10 minutes later, some other lady comes out the back, and she's like, oh yeah, hi, can I help you? I'm like, you said 45 minutes. That is not 45 minutes.
But it's more like you had to haggle, like she says 45, you're like 35, and then the woman comes out after some negotiating, and she's like, but maybe she's not the one that you like you wanted her to cut your hair. But then Boris comes out the back like, my name is Boris. I cut your hair with a shotgun.
My name is Eric. Cut your hair, kill your children. Yes. Free haircut if you bring vodka next time. Yes. Okay. Vladimir, come here, help me. Fire. Yes.
Just get a lawnmower out, and you just have to stick your head on and hope that you don't lose some of your scalp.
Speaking of that fire thing, did you hear about the fact that they're doing like these fire haircuts now in like Turkey or something like that?
What?
Like if you're going to a barber in Turkey, apparently like there's a special barber shop in Turkey where you sit down and they literally light your hair on fire and cut it like that. It's like a special technique of cutting your hair.
Okay.
And I thought to myself, who would pay for that? I can do that myself at home. Second of all, that must smell like absolute shit.
Is that a real thing? Like
no, it's a real thing, and I'll even post a link to it on the Facebook page that we have. Yeah. It's ridiculous. Like I looked at the video. I'm like, dude, how are they not freaking out in the barber chair? Like, if I see my hair on fire in the mirror, I'm like, oh my god, my hair's on fire. But then everybody in the background was just like, they would sing like, we don't give a fuck, let that motherfucker burn.
But that's just like, it's like you walk into the hairdressers and you're just like, yeah, is it okay if I didn't book an appointment, but is it okay I could just wait? And then he's like, yes, come in. And he kind of slides across the floor, almost like there's like just this fluid movement. His legs, you can't see them moving. It's kind of like he's on a skateboard. He's like sideways moving across. He's like, Let me get my fire. What did he say? Fire?
Yeah, and then it's just like he comes out with the song like Fire. I forgot who it's called. Who sings the song? Fire, the way you walk, talk, really sets me off.
I don't know, man. It sounds familiar. I'm sure there's a million songs about fire and surviving the fire. London Bridge is burning. No, yeah. So like, I don't know if I would like that. It's a bit extreme to the point of fear.
Yeah, I don't know. Like to me, I thought about it, I'm like, nah, I'm okay. I don't need that in my life. I really don't. I don't need to have my hair.
But what kind of hairstyles were they? Like
It was just like I don't know. It was just modern hairstyles, I guess.
like a Nike symbol or something.
No. But anyway, if you do
Just-
go to the United States,
yeah.
you can get customized haircuts like that, like Nike symbols, like they engrave it into your hair and whatnot.
Yeah, I just want to be like a fucking walking, talking billboard.
Yeah, but although I guess with us, like we're white, so if we do that, we look like neo-Nazis if we get like really
Shaved
haircuts like that.
My nephew's going through this phase. I'm not saying he's a neo-Nazi. Sorry. No, but my nephew's going through this phase because, you know, like when I was growing up, it was like, there was the sort of normal people, and like we don't have this whole like jocks and this kind of shit, but we had like just like the regular people, and then you'd have like just the stoners, the skaters with the long hair. We were all like the long-haired kind of kids, and then now my nephew's going through this phase, but now it's like the Dr. Martens skinhead back. It's almost like back to the 80s, back to the mods and stuff like this. So he's like asking, when I go back to Ireland, he's asking my sister, he's like, can I get some money because I need my haircut? It's like, Jesus Christ, man, you're bald. But like he wants it proper, like shaved, but
Yeah.
it's almost, yeah.
That's also like the question they always have me, like when I ask them, hey, can you just cut it really short on the side? They're like, are you sure?
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not sure, just do it. But by the end of the haircut, this happens every time. I always change my mind because I'm like, I'm afraid I'm going to look like a skinhead. So I'm just like, no, this is fine. And then it's just like 2 weeks later, I need to go to the barber shop again.
Oh God, but I honestly, if there's any hairdressers out there, and like you're okay with the weird shit that I like to talk about, or else you're okay with being silent, then please hook me up, because I hate going to the hairdressers. Like I would wish that there was just like a machine where you just put your head in the machine, just like pick a style, like a touch screen, like a fucking typical sort of millennial wish. Number 5, fucking.
Can I get a
afro.
number 5 to go, please?
Yeah, for the drive-through. Shit, somebody's calling me. I gotta go. So just kind of rush out of there with a half haircut, half afro.
Well, I mean, it would be perfect if you want the bowl cut again, because all they need to do is just like have the whatever scissors around this whole like bowl.
Yeah, but have you around the skull. But have you ever? I've never done this before. But have you ever done the fucking like the proper barber experience? Because you were saying that you call it. You call everything like a barber, but in Ireland and stuff, we would call like a barber place a place where you actually go and you get like everything done. So you get like, you can get maybe your ears done, you get a beard, you get your beard shaved, maybe you get your eyebrows seen to, maybe you get your, I don't know,
get your eyeball stabbed.
your eyeball. Weird. My mind works in weird ways, because when you said eyeball, I didn't think about like eyes. I was like literally thinking that there was a pair of balls with.
What?
With the fucking,
It's not an iPhone. It's
pupils
like
on.
something that's inside your body.
But so you never went and got to the barber. The full package deal.
No, I never did. But I don't know. Like I was actually planning on moving to Ireland a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And there's in Cork, I think, there's like a gentleman's barber shop, and they all dress up in suits and vests and whatever, and they give you like the proper full experience, and it's like for 40 euros or something like that. But you get everything done, you get a drink, whatever. But whenever I go here and I go to like a really shitty barber shop, they're like, "Oh yeah, it's 50 euros." It's like, dude, you didn't do anything. Like you looked at me, you said, "Here you go, here's a haircut." 10 minutes later, I walk out, I don't look any different. But then it's just like, "Oh, it's 50 euros," and I'm like.
But the 50 was for the fucking head massage that you got for half an hour, just when they're like, I find that's the same thing, because I either go to like these like cheaper places, which are like 15 euros for like a Turkish place. When I went to this guy, he was like, "I am Aladdin," and it wasn't a Turkish place, he was from somewhere else. I think he was from Egypt or something, but like he was just this typical kind of guy, like, and he was just like, you ask for a haircut, you're like, "Can you just trim this and do this?" And then he just starts taking out the razor. He only knows one hairstyle, and that's just basically like
That's all he
Joe.
knows. That's all he knows. That's all he learned at the Academy of Turkish Barbers.
He just puts a cooking pot over your head, and then just gets the the razor or the sheep shearer, charges from across the room. It's like, ah, there we go. I'm making art. And then the other ones are like 30 euros up to 40. I can't believe fucking 40, but like 30. And then you get in there and just basically they wash your hair and then just kind of reassure you for 5 minutes, and then you walk out the door and you're like, what the fuck? I feel so lonely, even though everyone's cheering. The sad comedian.
It is indeed. But no, I think we're gonna round off the podcast on that particular topic. I would say so, unless you have any other things to mention at the moment.
No, all I'm thinking about is different hairstyles for poodles, and at this point,
That's a topic we'll talk about on the next podcast. So if you're listening, please, next podcast we'll talk about poodle haircuts.
Or we just talk in the voice of a poodle. If that's possible.
Okay, I think this podcast needs to be run off because Matthew is losing it. Anyway, this next song that we're about to play, it's by Johanna Fegan, who we played last week. It's another song off his EP. This song is called Locked, and if you haven't checked him out, please do so. Guy has an amazing voice.
Yeah.
But again, you guys have been awesome for the listeners to support everything that we've been getting on YouTube, basically Facebook, Instagram, and everything like that. It's much appreciated. Again, thank you very much. My name is Jay.
And my name is Matt.
And thank you for listening.
Locked in my head on a cold, dirty bed. Somebody please take me home. Smell of insane, wrapped up in chains. Somebody please take me home. Oh, take me home. Steel silver locks on the door. Nobody cares about me anymore. There's no clock on the wall. It's a tactic that they use for the mentally abused. Time is an infection in my skin, growing on my bones, flaming from within. Love is a word that's so small, but big enough to take it down, strong enough to break it down. Locked in my head on a cold, dirty bed. Will somebody please take me home? The smell of insane and wrapped up in chains. And now somebody please take me home. Somebody please take me home. I knew I should have run the second that I could. She put me here. The darkness in her eyes, the start of all the lies. She put me here. Conniption in her brain, contagion on me. Well, she put me here. She wants company in her misery. Well, she did it to me. 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 She put me here. She put me here. She put me here. Hey, locked in my head on a cold, dirty bed. Look, I'm somebody, please take me home. The smell of insane and wrapped up in chains. Look, I'm somebody, please.